Banana farmers and agribusinesses have been struggling with limited access to developments in cultural technology, education, finance, as well as technology on their farms. Banana production remains central to the agricultural sector in St. Lucia and plays a significant role in the socio-economic development of the country. This AGIL project, also known as Banana Commercialization and Agricultural Diversification in St. Lucia, is targeted at 200 banana farmers, 20 farmers groups or agencies, and 20 agribusinesses or agro-processors. The project also acknowledges the importance of non-traditional agricultural commodities such as mangoes, ginger, sweet pepper, sweet potatoes, and plantain as a means of encouraging agricultural diversification within our island. Ultimately, the AGIL project hopes to reflect positively on St. Lucia and to increase its ability to become competitive in the global environment.
He had a vision for our nation. The journey started 3 decades ago, took us from statehood into...
It is hoped that with combining banana commercialization and agricultural diversification, that the sustainability of the agricultural sector in St. Lucia will improve tremendously. And this is what our AGIL project partners have to say.
The SFA program generally was created by the European Commission to assist traditional ACP countries to more or less deal with the changes that is presently taking place, ongoing really, with market changes and access to preferential treatment, etc., as pertaining to bananas export and some of the difficulties that are now taking place within the industry. So the SFA program was designed on the Council Regulation 856 of 1999. That was ratified in April of 1999 and come into being. Our first SFA was actually written in 1999, and we received our first funds in 2001.
The SFA programs came about. First of all, it was recognized that with the advent of the WTO and the removal of trade preferences for bananas, or the traditional producers of bananas, the ACP countries, that you would have had some form of dislocation, some form of negative effects, especially in rural communities which were heavily dependent on agriculture. Out of recognizing that, the European Union decided to create some form of assistance packages. So we had, first of all, the advent of the STABEX, and specifically for agriculture, which targeted rural communities, we had the SFAs, which is a special framework of assistance. So AFA and Hamburg comes under SFA 2004. The SFA 2004 deals with human resource capacity building within the agriculture sector. Essentially, it was a grant, and Hamburg University, with its partners, Afrolis Community College, won that grant to carry out the services on behalf of the government of St. Lucia. Essentially, they're supposed to implement it with using the facilities of SAFA to do training and capacity building for different aspects of the different areas in the agriculture sector. I know they were working with a number of local agencies. They're working with DECO, especially to target those farmers who are producing bananas. We have requested that they expand the base, since we want to target the agriculture diversification, to include other non-banana farmers. They have conducted a survey, a baseline survey, and increased it to include these non-banana farmers.
These SFAs emerged as a result of the difficulties experienced from the banana situation. How do we, basically, is to prepare St. Lucia, the country, to transition from, I don't know if one may say, from bananas to other endeavors, commercial endeavors. So as a result, the ministry has a critical role to play in the overall, in the implementation of SFAs. So one of the main functions of the ministry is to help direct or focus the direction in which these SFAs are implemented, to give it focus, to make sure that whatever they do are in keeping with the overall agricultural and government policy as it relates to the development of agriculture and indeed the rural development sector. As we begin the process of transformation, we are looking to create new entrepreneurs. We are moving away from our traditional, what we call farmer, to more what we call an agri-entrepreneur. And this is where I see this SFA 2004, coming into play, helping farmers to understand how to run their business, their enterprise. And if it is a business they're running, help them understand how to run a business, how to manage a business, how to keep their records, they should be able to go to a bank with a business plan and be able to discuss funding requirements. It should be able to help them to improve the technology at the farm level. On a broader scale, there's a lot of retooling that needs to be done from a point of view of technology transfer. And here I see the project can help the ministry to help train and retool a lot of the extension officers, because extension officers, in my view, are critical in the overall information dissemination and technology transfer. So this project is coming at a very important time, and once implemented, I believe it can help with the transformation which we are seeking to do in the agricultural sector.
We are very proud of this project and of our cooperation with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College in Santa Lucia. We have a very exciting project which will look at ways to diversify agriculture and produce a result which will be very much tangible and useful to Santa Lucia. We are planning in the next few months a number of activities, particularly in respect of training, and look forward to very interesting results.
The college undertook this project last year with our partners in Germany. And it's one of the first times that we have undertaken this type of collaboration. We are particularly interested in developing and working with our national and international partners in fostering a healthier agricultural sector in our country. We are aware that we have lost quite a few of our farmers in the banana industry, and this has impacted on our economy. And also in terms of our own development, it impacts negatively. We often see very many students who prior to this would have been able to afford their education, but because they have lost, their parents have lost their primary source of income in farming, they are now quite dependent on the college and the government for bursaries in order to be able to support their education. This concerns us, and we are very eager to see how we can work with our international partners and with our government and our private sector partners to help commercialize the banana industry, as well as to see how we can diversify the agricultural sector.
This project provides a very good opportunity for us to launch our interaction with farmers. I think that as more of our lecturers get involved in the training, in the preparation of curriculum material more suited to farmers, we will be seen as an institution that has a more direct effect on what's happening in agriculture on the ground.
The AGIL project is an international cooperation project which is aimed to assist with the development of rural communities in St. Lucia by basically undertaking a set of initiatives related to human resource development and training. The set of actions that we envisage as part of this project includes consultancy, training workshops and seminars on the one hand, complemented by coaching with businesses, as well as creating a business-friendly environment system of advice. On the other hand, we seek to cater for the needs of small entrepreneurs and the realities of small farmers. Ultimately, the work performed in the project will positively reflect on St. Lucia's ability to become more competitive in the global environment. Essentially, the goal of combining banana commercialization with agricultural diversification in line with the principles of sustainable development may lead to both improved agricultural practice and enhancement of competitiveness. In terms of the expected outcomes of the AGIL project, we expect a better knowledge about the constraints and obstacles to the development of the agricultural sector in St. Lucia, as well as elements that hinder investment and access to capital. An increase in scope, use, and adaptation of modern sustainable technologies in agriculture, as well as a comprehensive national assessment of the problems seen in respect of banana commercialization and barriers to agricultural diversification in St. Lucia. Last but not least, we intend to retrieve from farmer organizations, farmers, agribusinesses, recommendations for measures and initiatives which may lead to future improvements which will be made within that sector.
He had a vision for our nation. The journey started 3 decades ago. Took us from statehood into nationhood, so we could chart our own tomorrow.
Under the AGIL project, I would like to get more insecticide and pesticide training, because in terms of health, I think one need to be very concerned about what they do. So in pesticide training, I feel that one will be the most beneficial to me.
To look forward to, keep healthy, pay, bon Dieu, bien béni, and suave when who, a journey to be proud of, a future to look.
I was happy when the AGIL project came aboard because you see, we're trying our best to get assistance from different institutions, and so far we have been able to get assistance from AICA, the Ministry of Agriculture, NDC, OPSR, and I think AGIL projects stand holds. There's a lot of assistance that we can get from the AGIL project. So as developing agro processors, I think we'll be tapping and knocking on the doors of the AGIL project very often to get some assistance.
I just hope that the AGIL group can give us some assistance financially, because like my building still need to come up to the Standard of Bureau standards, and we also need the education part of it, because I do not know anything about using these preservatives for a longer shelf life.
He had a vision for our nation. The journey started 3 decades ago. Took us from statehood into nationhood.